Okay, so what Jim's got is this jig, and he's got it rigged up proper, and the fact that the jig's going at a horizontal plane, you don't want the jig up and down. It seems to be a lot more effective if it's moving through the water like so. And so what he will do is he's going to cast out, he's going to be in, let it slide on through. You'll see him, he'll be letting some line out to extend a drift, and then he'll make another cast out a few feet beyond that. And
you know, Brad, one of the things I find when I'm doing these bobber and jigs, it's real important not to have any drag. I've wondered why that is. With a fly, you want it to be moving through the water, and yet with a jig, they won't bite it if it's not moving dead still. So you have to mend your line so you get a free drift, and I wondered why that is. I think what it is the way this marabou expands.
correct.
The marabou will fluff out, but if it has any drag on it, it'll compress.
Right.
I think what happens is these fish in the ocean are feeding on krill.
Okay.
And the marabou fluffed out looks like the leg of the krill, and it'll sit there and wobble like this, and I think that's what attracts the fish. And if you're dragging it, it compresses, and it looks more like it does right now. And it doesn't have that expansion, so it loses the imitation of the krill. So I've wondered, what is it about this particular technique that you have to have a complete dead drift? So if you have any lean in that bobber, they're not going to bite it. So it's really interesting to fish different sections of the river and try to position it so the bobber's not dragging, so you're not compressing the marabou.
And I agree 100% with what you're talking about there. I fished in Alaska, and we use a fly called the flesh fly, and it's made out of rabbit fur. And same thing, if it's swinging around to where all the fur is just straight behind it, like a streamer would be, it's not near as effective as if it's floating down the river and all that hair is moving. Yeah, right.
It looks like live legs.
That's right. So, and I think that the jig is
well, this is just one of the funnest ways of catching steelhead. No. It's a great way to help beginners learn because it's so visual. A lot of times drift fishing, it's hard for them to detect that subtle bite of a steelhead.
Right.
But if that bobber goes under,
oh yeah, man, you fish on. Yep.